Bundjalung Stadium here on the beautiful central coast of New South Wales has become something of a home away from home for the Manly Seagulls, and we expect another big crowd tonight, up around the 20,000 mark. The Eagles have played 8 matches here in recent seasons. They have won 6, but one of those losses against tonight's opponents, the West Tigers. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Nine's live coverage of Friday night NRL. It is round 2, the rivalry round. And Andrew Johns, both of these sides began their campaigns with wins last week. You flew over to New Zealand to watch the reigning premiers. What did you make of them?
Oh, they were sensational still. A lot of talk in the off-season, how they'd cope with their coach, Des Hasler, moving away. A lot of internal problems, but Geoff Toovey's done a great job there, and I thought they were sensational. It was the match of the round last week. I think they were the pick of the teams, Manly. Well,
they paid a price. No Glenn Stewart tonight, no Steve Maddai. They are both out injured and on the sideline for an extended period. 10 of their squad named tonight played in last year's grand final. This is the lineup from the back. Brett Stewart in the 1 jersey. On the wings, Michael Oldfield and David Williams. Jamie Lyon is a co-captain. He will partner Dean Farray in the centres. Kieran Foran, there was some doubt about him. He has been past fit to play and will again partner Daly Cherry Evans. Daniel Harrison comes in for the injured Glenn Stewart with Anthony Watmough and Tony Williams. Jason King, the other co-skipper, Matt Ballin and Brent Kite. The interchange, Jamie Burer and Vic Morrow. Darcy Lussick and Tim Robinson, they are coached by Geoff Toovey. Now, this West Tigers a controversial win in some ways against the Sharks last week. Maybe not at their best, but they still found a way to win. That can sometimes sum them up.
Yeah, exactly. It's still, they were hot and cold, and they knew that. A lot of drop ball and silly errors, but at the end of the day, they got home, and that's the sign of a good team. But very hot conditions last week. A lot of players complaining about cramp and dehydration. Interesting to see how they pull up.
They also lost some players. No James Cadesco tonight or Keith Galloway up front, so they've got a young front row pairing.
This is the way they line up at fullback. Tom Humble on the wings, Bo Ryan and Matt Utai. I like their centre pairing of Blake Ashford and Chris Lawrence. In the halves, 5'8", Benji Marshall, a halfback, Tim Moulton. The back row, Chris Heinington, Adam Blair, and the Englishman Gareth Ellis. And the young front row of Aaron Woods, Matt Grote, hooker and captain Robbie Farah. The interchange, Liam Fulton, Junior Moores, Joel Reddy, Ben Murdoch-Masilla. They're coached by Tim Sheens.
And not an easy game to find a favourite for, but TAB Sportsbet have been able to do that, and it's a skinny one. $1.90 slight favourites the Tigers, $2 the Seagulls, and plus 1.5, minus 1.5 for the line betting. Now, a second match tonight, and it has already been a big day up at Suncorp Stadium with the unveiling of the Darren Lockyer statue. His old side, the Brisbane Broncos, will take on the North Queensland Cowboys following this game. But first up here at Blue Tongue, it is the Tigers up against the Eagles. The last time they met at this venue, it was 7 minutes of razzle-dazzle that decided the contest.
Here comes a try. Mr. Magic is back. Ballin having a go, and Ballin's over. Now to Marshall. He finds Louis. Louis over. Big dummy Farah. Holds it up, and Ashford will score. Blake Ashford.
Go Casey! Go Casey!
In commentary, you'll be accused of bias. Marshall played at the ball. Marshall ran into space. Got the ball to Lawrence. Lawrence is away.
That's 3 in about 6 minutes.
They're going to win the football game. What a night. What a game.
Hello everyone, Ray Warren joining you now. And the crowd, probably around 15,000, which has got me rather intrigued. These two clubs back in round 21 drew something like 20,000, and I think that was the expectation for this game tonight. But they're coming out now, the West Tigers. They seem to like the place, no matter how many people are here. 5 times they've played here, and 4 times they've won. But can they overcome the ordeal that was last Sunday? Heat, humidity, extra time, players succumbing to cramp and experiencing high weight losses in oppressive conditions. Will that come back to haunt them tonight? And again, this man proved the master last Sunday, as he did here last year in round 21 in that razzle-dazzle 7 minutes against the Eagles, which carried them from 12-0 down to win 14-12. So here they come. Manly on the road again. Might well be the signature tune for the Eagles. England, Auckland, and now Gosford, all in the last month, and not returning home until round 6. It's been hectic, but looking at them last weekend over in New Zealand, it certainly hasn't affected their ability. A couple of the injured personnel, Glenn Stewart and Steve Maddai, the premiers, winning their 8th title last year, taking on this year's premiership favourites. 31 in a fortnight. Jason King, Brent Kite turned the same age last Wednesday, and they're up against the youngest props that West Tigers have ever produced. There's Brent, both he and Jason, you might as well say, just right on 31, where Grote and Woods are, I think, 20 and 21. They're the youngest since Gibbs and Galloway. So left to right goes Manly, up against West Tigers. And they're running towards the southern end, down at the Brisbane Waters end of the ground. And that's young Grote, who's tackled inside the 20-metre line. Youngster who came to Sydney from Rankin Springs. And this is Gareth Ellis with the ball. Second tackle of the night. Second round of the competition. As it goes away to Molson. And then it goes on to Marshall. And Marshall's off his left foot and he's beaten a couple. He's gone back into the traffic now. He's put down about 35 metres out from his own line. So Farah to Hyington and now to Blair. He pops it out the back to Farah. And now it's gone back to Grote again for his second carry on the first set. Adam Blair, of course, first up against Manly since the Battle of Brookvale back in round 25. He was really central to a lot of the expectation here tonight, Adam Blair, the former Melbourne Storm player. Marshall rolls it down, Brett Stewart picks it up. You've got a try for Manly in that match I'm talking about back in round 21.
I really like seeing Benji Marshall run the football with one of his early touches. It puts his imprint on the game, and it opens it up for his support players from now on, because Manly, they know he can run the football because he's told them they can.
The ball through the hands for Manly. Now for Tony Williams to play the ball, and that's Farah Dean, who scored 3 tries on debut against the Cowboys. As King goes up, and all Watmo was on the end of a Chris Lawrence tackle that was big on impact. And a penalty now goes to the West Tigers. He didn't face goal. And I've got to be honest with you, Anthony Watmo's developed a habit of this.
Anthony, I'm not talking to you.
There's a dominant.
He's made a dominant tackle. He can't get out of there straight away.
He got through his elbow.
He won the tackle. He's played it on an angle. There's a penalty for you.
He's got to get out of the rough, mate.
No, like I explained to you, dominant tackle.
All right, well, dominant tackle or no dominant tackle, he is penalised for facing sideline or diagonal. And I'm not being unfair to Anthony Watmo, but I've seen him pinch for this same offence before. So Marshall will kick for touch on the eastern side of the ground, over the head of Oldfield, and he finds it on the 10-metre line. So a chance early for the West Tigers. Farah goes away and picks up Woods. The other young prop. Grote has already had 2 carries. That's Woods' second carry. And now Marshall stepping. And it stopped about 5 metres out by Matt Ballin. Farah goes on to Woods. And the young bloke is taking a pummeling in there as the big men put him down. 2 metres out. Northern try line. Marshall got it away. Dummy by Ellis. Gone into touch. Manly's defence strong, solid. They held the line.
I'm just wondering whether that touched a Manly player.
Anthony, I'm standing up. Anthony, I found my feet. Mate, we're not going to talk about it all night.
Yeah,
you got up and you pushed him. But you got up and you pushed him twice in the face. Then you didn't play square. Yeah. Anyway, we're here now. Let's get the outside leg up and back rows in. Just wait here.
Well, Foran's got the football.
Anthony Watmo going on with it with the other referee, Jared Sutton, on this occasion. And Sutton said, we're not going to talk about it all night, surely. Sherry Evans with the ball just inside his own 20-metre line. Here is Watmo. And an upright tackle, and the youngsters, the 2 props, I'll tell you what, it's been a big effort by Watmo. He's absolutely stolen another 10 metres, and he's much, much smaller than either of the 2 props. Had him in an upright tackle, and he actually walked them down the ground. The kick is clearing down towards the try line, and it's an urgent Tom Humble in the side for James Tedesco, former Parramatta player. A lot of time in New South Wales Cup, however. Lost by Utah. It went backwards and he goes to the ground. Salvaging something out of the mistake. This is Ellis with the ball.
Well, he tried to catch it one-handed, I think, 10 metres out from his own line. I don't think there was too much wrong with the pass, but he throws one hand at it. There it is, he throws one hand at it.
Marshall short away to Hyington. Gus Gould joining us in commentary. He's been in the freezing compartment of the refrigerator. He's just thawed out, and this is his first comment of the night.
And that's an early victory for Manly. It was a wonderful kick from Daly Cherry Evans. He actually went for the 40-20, but picked up good distance. And Tim Moulton there forced to kick from his own 20. David Williams, just the second tackle already into Tigers territory.
So Ballon serves it up for a charging Jason King. 35 metres away. And here's the forward asking a question. Tackles went in. They looked like they might have been close to the throat area, but Cherry Evans is with the ball now. Dummies a couple of times. Lofts the ball over to Jamie Lyon. Lyon has taken the ground. 18 metres out, tackle 5. Play on our side, the western side. Cherry Evans goes across. The jump is on. Bo Ryan's underneath it.
20, he's running it
back to the 20 for the restart. And the referee indicates it's okay to play on for Bo Ryan.
One of the real features tonight, the battle of the centres on this side of the field. Jamie Lyon and Chris Lawrence, both absolute class, wonderful defensive centres. It should be a beauty.
One-handed pick-up then by Farrell. And that's young Harrison getting involved. Daniel Harrison, red-headed lock forward. Brings back some memories, particularly in these colours. Chris Hyington with the ball. Farrell there. Kicks it low, but long. Down into the in-hole. Brett Stewart believes it wouldn't go dead. Takes the other option. And it's with Oldfield now. So Michael Oldfield plays it back on his 10-metre line. David Williams brings it away. And he's got them for inside the 10, West Tigers. From Manly.
Aaron Woods and Adam Blair have been talking to them, mate.
Will come away without any pressure.
Well, there's plenty of spring in their step, these two teams. I was wondering whether or not they'd be slow to start following their games last Sunday. Only 4 days preparation for this. The Tigers off a very hot Sunday afternoon at Leichhardt, and Manly off a very hot contest against the Warriors in Auckland last week. Both great games, but no signs early that they're suffering as a result.
Halfway line then for Manly as Anthony Rocknell goes ahead and had Matthew Grote really stretched there in defence. Main tackle made by Farah. Here's a run from forward, and that is Jason King. And King put down on the 30-metre line. They're looking sharp, Manly. Here's Big Williams with the ball. Tony Williams on tackle 4. Through to forward, then to King, now to Cherry Evans, dummy, double pump, and now to Lyons, and he puts a kick in. Oh yes, goes into touch.
He's such a quick thinker, Jamie Lyon. This ball floated to him. He knew he had an unmarked winger out wide. Now knowing he's going to take the hit, he gets his foot to the ball because he knew he wouldn't have time to pass. Williams had a free run to the line. Lyon, knowing that he couldn't get the traditional pass to him, quickly dropped it onto the foot and nearly came up with a result. Very quick thinking.
He can never be put onside.
Speed of the man he played the ball is giving the Tigers some problems. Daly Cherry Evans now on 2 occasions, but Matt Utai rushing up has thrown that lofted cutout pass. He may kick next time.
Toyota Cup result, the Tigers 50. Defeated the Sea Eagles 22. Toyota Cup to the Tigers preceding this game. Here's one of the local juniors having the thrill of playing in front of his own crowd, Timmy Moulton. Chris Hyington from here as well. And Daniel Harrison, I think did you tell me he was from here as well? The Manly replacement. Here's Marshall off a long pass. Goes short behind him to Hyington. And they're 12 metres on their own side of halfway. Farah then goes to short side, and the pass is bad. The pass is very bad. So Manly will come up with loose head and feet 38 metres out from the West Tigers line.
Well, how does this happen on such a simple play? And it comes from the fact that the man 2 passes wide was in front of the man that was closest to it. And they just, neither of them knew which one he was passing to, so they let it go. Matt Utai did his best. Just ended up looking awkward, didn't he? He tried to punch that back and forward.
And Manly with a real live chance here. This is Harrison coming away from the back of the scrum, taking it to the short side.
Referee got in his way there. There was a little chance for Manly, and the referee stopped his progress.
Jason King with another good charge, able to unload. Watmo was there, and Watmo to play the ball, played it back into one of the Tigers. Play on, says the referee. Ballon goes to ground, 18 metres out from the line. Got himself a try here in round 21. Foran inside ball. Williams rolling, Brent Kite rolling it ahead. And now they're just 5 metres out from the line. Manly attacking. Ballon to Foran. Drops it on the right foot. Has to be played out. And Tom Humble rakes it over the dead ball line.
The Tigers' right-hand defence has been very quickly up outside Foran all night, forcing him to run the ball and not get any passes in. So on this occasion, he said, OK, well, if you're going to keep racing up, there, I'll show you, I'll kick the ball in behind. Now, it wasn't a great kick, but at least now the Tigers know that he is prepared to drop the ball onto the foot early in the tackle count. So he's hoping that that makes them sit back a little bit in defence so he gets time to play.
Yeah, next time he kicks, it won't be so straight, more of an angle. That made it easy for Tom Humble. It's a high drop out, not particularly long. And Jason King will bring it back to the 30 almost.
Met by Groote and Farah. And right in the middle of the ground, Manly with another opportunity. That's Ballon again. 20 metres out. In fact, it was 4. And now it's Watmo. Middle of the ground. They're 12 away, as you can see. To the left side for Foran, and then for Williams. And Williams is tackled 3 metres from the line. There's a chance on the blind side. Ballon goes to that side. He's pulled down a metre from the line. Oldfield swept away. Kick by Foran. Going down towards the lock forward. Harrison on the ground. Picked up by Williams. Penalty West Tigers.
Daniel Harrison. Daniel's in front, mate.
Got Daniel Harrison for being in front of the kicker. Yeah. And therefore he's prohibited from coming inside the 10. So West Tigers get off the hook here. Well, gee, it's not apparent to me. Well, it's certainly not obvious that he was offside.
Yeah, the referee was well positioned and he called it that way. 2 very good tackles in that previous set on the far side from the Tigers. Tim Moulton did enough one-on-one with Tony Williams to get him to the ground. And then Blake Ashford, another one-on-one tackle, denied Manly the very next play. Tony Williams, he'll keep running at the little number 7 if he gets the opportunity.
So the Tigers towards centre ground with Aaron Woods. Farah to Moulton and now to Ellis. Gareth Ellis right on the halfway line. Farah, Moulton, Hyington, Marshall, Blair, and Adam 48 metres away from Manly's line. Groote. Now he's on the red line, Manly's end.
He seems a lot bigger than when we first saw him come in the first grade, doesn't he? He's worked hard on himself, young Groote.
Hyington on 5. Farah to Marshall. Marshall high. God, it is high. Here it comes. And bouncing over towards the corner post, and it's David Williams who's taken by Chris Lawrence and Matt Utai. So Manly now with their backs to the wall. They'll try and ruck it out without mistake. Cherry Evans. Brett Stewart.
Well, they flew out of the blocks last week, Manly. They lead 16-0 halfway through the first half. Everything they touched turned to goal. They've met far more resilient defence tonight from the Tigers.
Watmo taken down by Hyington. Forward. Williams up the middle. Tony Williams over halfway. Now he comes to the fullback and Humble makes a brilliant tackle. Now they go quickly left side. Foran joins in. Quick hands Faray. Oldfielder's got the ball. Goes to ground. Still 5 metres out and it's turnover time. That was brilliant attack and equally brilliant defence.
And it was an advantage played by the referee. He was going to blow a penalty for the interference on Tony Williams in playing the football. But because Manly looked like scoring, or a good chance of scoring next ruck, that's the advantage being played.
I'll tell you what, Rabbits, I would love to go back and just take a video of Kieran Foran's touches tonight and run you through what an intelligent young player this man is. Right from the start of the game, every time he's handled the ball, what the opposition defence has done to him and how now he has started to counter that with the way he's playing. This is a very intelligent young footballer, Kieran Foran. I'd love to dissect that last 15 minutes of play.
Daniel Harrison on camera, down low, and the boys upstairs have gone too high, according to the referee. Matt Ballon was one of them, with 2 Manly players deemed to be a bit high. He has had some lovely touches, hasn't he?
I cannot emphasise enough how smart this kid is, judging by what I've seen there in the first 14 minutes. The pressure that's been put on him out wide by this Tigers side, so that he must pass the ball, and the adjustments that he's made. He's a beauty.
Here's Hyington with the ball. That first test match over in Eden Park in New Zealand, of course, that looms as being a mouth-watering encounter. Oh, gee, that pass from Molson looked a little bit, how's your father? Play back to Farah. Farah goes across Hyington, working off the ball. Marshall stabs a kick in, and Brett Stewart's got it covered. Brett Stewart had it covered. He showed the patience of Job.
He showed great confidence, didn't he? You could hear the footsteps coming, and there were plenty of them. Again, Marshall was looking to get wider for his chasers, and Brett Stewart, cool as, leaves his side 20 metres in possession.
Game being played here at a cracking pace at Blue Tongue Stadium in Gosford. Manly have been here 8 times for 6 wins as Manly. I'm not including Northern Eagles. Is Foran taken down by Molson and Ellis. West Tigers, as I told you, have been here 5 times and they've suffered defeat only once, and that was against Manly. Here's Faray, and he ducked under Gareth Ellis. Tackled by Aaron Woods. They go to that left side again, and here's Foran again, putting a kick in judiciously, and it's going to find the dead ball line down at the bay end of the ground, down at the Brisbane Waters area. Beautiful ground, lovely setting. They're ready for a team of their own, they really are. They're played then by Bo Ryan to get us going up towards the 35-metre point. No score. Lawrence. He must be certainly a front runner for one of the Blues jumpers this year. I'm just wondering whether the Manly captain is available this year for Origin. I don't know whether he's made a call on it as far as this year's concerned. That's Murdoch Masilla.
I think he retired himself, right?
Okay, here's Marshall. Here's Marshall. Oh, no, look, that's the same pass as he threw last Sunday. Ashford puts the same kick down the ground. It's gone dead. 20. Oh, gee, that's an incredibly daring play, but he is so good at it. Marshall, no look, and it's 20 metres, I'd say. Look at him. Well, he might have had a little peek.
And he picked a good time to do it, because there wasn't a lot of urgency from Tony Williams and Dean Faray, because the ball had come to the left as Manly get a penalty now for a high shot from the Tigers defender. And the winger had already gone back, so there was certainly room there. That's Gareth Ellis. on a falling ball carrier.
I'm telling you, mate, don't argue with me. Stay away from the neck. You've been given the warning.
An exchange of words there between Ben Cummins and Kieran Foran. I don't know what Kieran was barking about, but Cummins said, just stay away from me. You might have to take out an AVO on him. Here's Brent Kite. And the referee has ruled that the ball was stolen and gives a penalty to Manly. I think it was Aaron Woods more so than Gareth Ellis.
Well, the Tigers have just invited them to come and get them here. They had Manly up the other end of the field. 2 soft penalties. Let's have a look here. Ball come loose. Say it's stripped. Manly right on the attack again. So far, the Tigers' defence is held solid.
Watmo playing the ball 25 out, middle ground. Cherry Evans, a ball out there to Lyon. Jamie's inside the 20, beat Matt Utai. And is taken down by Marshall together with Farah. Now they're 10 out from the line. Williams, Cherry Evans, the 16 for Manly. Takes it ahead, Lussick. And Darcy Lussick to play it about 3 metres out from the line. And then he's lost the ball. I didn't see him actually lose the ball, but he looked up at the referee as though he was guilty of something.
Everyone stopped, didn't they? He sort of stumbled a little bit as he went to get up. Let's have a look. He stumbles, knees. I guess he's hit the ground there, and everyone stopped. He knew it.
There's a lot of clubs
Manly hold them
thinking they might be able to persuade young Lussick to join them next year. Manly, of course, will be doing everything they can to keep him.
Speaking of changes, Ray, this evening, Bo Scott confirmed this 4-year deal with Newcastle.
Okay, let's go, Tigers.
End of the season.
Bind him in tight. 2 hands in the tuck.
Bo Scott anywhere is going to be a plus. There's no doubt about that. Wonderful utility player. And Lawrence will play the ball now. 15 out from his own line. Utai just burrowing his way beyond the 20-metre line. Farah, Marshall, and Shorty goes then to Junior Moores out to the 30-metre line. Farah again for Heinington. Chris playing the ball inside the 40-metre line. He did a lot of his junior football around Umina. A lovely spot here on the Central Coast as Marshall puts one in off the front edge of the boot, the leading edge. And here is David Williams bringing it back.
Got a feeling Mark Guy might have had a season with the Umina Bunnies.
You're absolutely right.
Shortened a few up.
He did shorten a few up. And the crowds went from 1,500 to 2,500 in 1 week once he signed on. In fact, the Gaia family had a fracture in the week. One of their kids fractured his skull. So they've had a very worrying week, the Gaia family. So this is Murdoch Masilla. Lost forward by Darcy Lussick, by the way.
That's a name, isn't it? Murdoch Masilla.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight Murdoch Masilla, do you?
No, you certainly don't. These hyphenated names, though, they're becoming very common. Ellis plays it. And this is Moores. Murdoch Masilla. Bradley Galilawa. What else have we got? Help me.
Apparently Cherry Evans, I guess.
That's a good idea. Good contribution, Peter. Thank you. Moores. There's the offload, and here's Humble. Humble with a dummy, and then he runs it inside 10.
We don't get many Billy Smiths anymore, do we?
No. Tom Jones. Now it comes away, and it's gone on to Farah, gone on to Marshall. Look at Blair coming onto the ball. Blair dummies. Blair goes in. Oh, yes. That's why he's one of the best back rowers in the game today. Adam Blair. You can see it coming a mile away.
That's beautiful. You might have been able to see it coming a mile away. but you couldn't do anything about it. Watch this ball play. Great decoy run from Chris Lawrence. That stood up Jamie Lyon. It put Adam Blair into space, and he dummied and went round to the post. Great try.
Well, I told you in the opening seconds of our telecast that he was central to the expectation here at Gosford tonight. I don't know whether I meant he'd be the first try scorer, but I knew he would attract a lot of attention at some stage during the night.
Don't call forward.
Adam Blair, I suggested to you earlier he would attract some attention tonight. This is his first meeting with Manly since round 25 last year. I wasn't necessarily talking about him being the first try scorer, but for other reasons. The try has been converted. Andrew Johns on the sideline.
Yeah, Manly's right side there not communicating. And watch from this big shift. Beautiful play by Benji Marshall to straighten the attack. But watch Jamie Lyon. He comes in on Lawrence and David Williams slides out. They're not working together there. Once the winger sees Jamie Lyon coming in, he must react. Adam Blair was his man. Just no communication on that right side.
And the bench applauding the try laid on for Adam Blair, and didn't he enjoy it?
And for the Tigers last week, along with Robbie Farah, who was the only forward for the Tigers that played the full 83 minutes.
So Cherry Evans with a very big kick to get us going. Junior Moores brings it back some 15 metres away from his own line.
That's a bit ominous, isn't it? I mean, it's really the first time the West Tigers have been down that end, and they've come away with 6. Manly have had a number of chances at the scoring end the other way, but came up empty. So good sign for the Tigers.
13 and a half minutes of the first half remaining. Chris Harrington taken by Harrison and Morrow. Now Farah goes for a run, but he's clutching at his head. Moulton. And Brett Stewart on the carry back, and he stepped over a fallen defender in Moulton. There's David Williams picking it up. Running it. Oh, Chris Lawrence got him precisely where he wanted him. Drove him back to the 30-metre line. Now Jamie Lyon. There's Watmo. Taken by Blair and Moores. Now Morrow. Right in the middle of the ground. He'll play the ball. 6-0 in favour of West Tigers. As the kick goes down the ground hurriedly off the boot of Cherry Evans. And with the ball is Humble, who we've told you is in the #1 shirt, which has been vacated by James Tedesco, a youngster who I've got no doubt is going to scale the dizzy heights of the game. He suffered an awful injury last Sunday, and so Tom Humble gets his chance. So here they are, the Tigers, throwing it around, and Moores is with the ball. 6-0 with 29 minutes gone. Harrington looking for an outside-inside ball. Scooped away, picked up by Humble. Unloaded, 6 more tackles. Now Marshall, now Ellis. This is Gareth Ellis looking to break into vacant pasture. He's pulled down, though, by Lussick it was. Now Moores takes it up and asks the question. 30 metres out from the line. Friday night football on 9. Farah to Blair. Blair to the 10-metre line. In fact, the 20-metre line. Plays it again for Farah. Moulton. Moulton goes in, out and away. He's tackled 11 metres out from the line. Manly in a bit of trouble here. Farah. He has the ball taken from him. He's ruled them offside. He's ruled Manly offside.
Well, Manly struggled all through that set of 6 in defence. Just the speed and the ball movement from the Tigers a couple of offloads, and
Hold the line, Anthony.
the Tigers really got their measure at the moment. The speed of their game is troubling the Manly side, who I said earlier didn't seem to be suffering any effects from last week, but now looking awfully lethargic, and plenty of life in the legs of the young Tigers players.
Isn't it amazing how you're watching a game and you're not spot on with the stats that are rolling through while you're working, but 56% of the time the ball has been with the Tigers.
Yeah, look, no, yeah, 56%
with the Tigers.
Yeah, okay.
According to this.
But they've been in their own half 58% of the time.
Understand that. But I do think that this attempted goal has been taken for that reason. We'll take a break. We're coming back to Gosford in a moment. So 8-0. New balls. And very shortly the change of ends.
Don't go too early. Stay behind it, Tony.
Welcome back to the kickoff on live Friday Night Football on 9. 8-0 in favour of West Tigers, with Matthew Grote coming back with the football. Playing it to Farah. That's Ellis running at Williams. Sunday football. And the Chooks are taking on the Panthers. And you'll see that television event on Sunday at 4 o'clock here on Channel 9 from Allianz Stadium.
Is that the pronunciation?
I got no idea, Peter.
Well, you've set a precedent. It is now.
Well, I don't know. But I'm sure the people from Allianz, or whether it's Allianz, I'm not sure. They'll be in touch with us, just like the Telstra people have been in touch with Gus about the refrigerator. Here's Williams. There's many ways to get publicity. And that is Oldfield who's tackled on the 20-metre line. And a penalty goes to West Tigers. Listen to this.
I thought he was up.
Uh-oh. He's improved the mark.
Well, I'd be taking the tap now. Don't worry about 2 points here. They got the 2 to put themselves outside the converted try. They could go in with a very handy lead if they can turn this into 4 to 6.
Get your foot on it.
What are you doing, Benji?
So he's kicked it into the grandstand and gone back 3 metres. Now the Tigers set it up through Hyington and then Grote. And now they're in the middle of the ground, and young Grote is held upright. So from Farah to Molson, and here is Aaron Woods. The young front row forward plays the ball to Farah. He goes across and he looks for Blair again. And Blair is put down on 3. Close to the line. Here's a little kick from Farah, and Jerry Evans is into the clear, but Blair comes across and pulls him down. Jamie Lyon.
Well, they've had success with that in the past. The kick just didn't get through. Well read by the little halfback who was able to claim it and get back in the field to play. And see what Robbie was trying to do, but just never got it.
This is Morrow. 6 minutes of the first half remaining. Brett Stewart into his back line and beautifully picked off by Molson. Farah puts a kick down the ground. Tom Humble had a long way to run to catch it, and then he runs into Harrison, and Harrison puts him away.
The last tackle. Because if it wasn't, it's a very, very strange kick from Dean Farah, who you wouldn't expect to be doing that anyway.
They're on tilt, Manly. They're really out of their rhythm. They've been helped here by an error by the Tigers, but Manly totally out of sync at the moment.
There's a couple of times where you guys got caught. Nah, mate, he's not on the way. Nah, he got round him and threw the pass.
Plenty of chat going on out there with the referees and questions being asked, explanations sought, queries and objections, and the referees smiling their way through it.
I like you, mate. Tom, come on, mate. Keep your head to the back. Keep your head in there, Tom.
The referees seem more composed nowadays, Roberts. You notice that?
No, I don't know about that.
I think they're enjoying it more.
I didn't think Cole Pearson and Darcy Lawler were necessarily flappable. You're suggesting these people are unflappable. Is King running into the Grote shoulder?
Cole Pearson, Darcy Lawler. How far are you going to go back? I was talking about a couple of years ago.
I'm not making apologies for being able to go back, Gus.
Half our audience weren't born when Darcy Lawler was.
I'm sorry about that. The other half were. Here's Cherry Evans. Now to Jamie Lyon. My goodness, you've come here. We haven't taken your medication, obviously, not tonight. Here's King with the ball. Darcy Lawler and Cole Pearce. And you're telling me half the people haven't heard of it. Here's Foran with a kick. Down to the in goal, and up goes Bo. And Bo comes down with it, but only just.
Bo knows bombs. No problem there.
There's also only side a penalty. Did well to regather that one before he got to the ground. And trying to play on. Went against the tackle. You're getting a bit flappable there, right?
Oh, well, it just annoys me. I mean, they're two of the greatest referees of all time. And they were both personal friends.
I wasn't talking about them. I wasn't going back that far. I was only going back a couple of seasons.
You made it quite obvious you weren't going back that far. You just said half the audience had never heard of them.
I said they weren't born.
That in itself is disrespectful.
I said they weren't born then.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'll let you off on that. Woods is about to play the ball. Now it's gone through Moulton, and Blair looked for outside-inside for Humble. The Kelvinator.
Rubbish your fridge.
Rubbish your fridge. All the league wants you to do is observe the rules like everybody else. Now it goes back to Moulton, and now it's gone to Woods. On the 40-metre line now. Back to Farrell. Here's Marshall. Driving it down the ground. And David Williams, spectacular. He brings it back to Chris Lawrence's tackle. What have we got? 2.5 minutes of the first half to go. Cherry Evans is with the ball. Has a look at the troops and tries to run around the wagons.
Yeah, only a couple of minutes before the break. I think both sides starting to really struggle fitness-wise here. Well, not fitness, but just tiredness. Both on 4-day preparations for this game. And last few minutes, there's a few errors.
Foran dropping it down into the lap of Watmo. I think he lost it. Yes, he did.
There's another one. I'll tell you what, in big games, Tim Sheens has got a habit of getting very aggressive with his defence out wide. They come up and in and really put pressure on opposition teams, and that's been evident here tonight. The Tigers have raced up quickly out wide, and it has unsettled Manly. Kieran Foran made some nice adjustments early, but over the course of the first half, the West Tigers' defence has been a very aggressive out wide, and that's caused Manly some problems.
Brett, just go. You're ready to go in, so go in.
But Manly's smart enough to make the adjustment at half-time, I would say. It'll be a very interesting second half here.
Anthony, bring him in.
Well, there's the modern-day scrum. Brett Stewart, the fullback, is at lock, and Robbie Farah, the hooker, is at lock on opposite sides of the scrum. And so the ball goes to the right side. And it's Bo Ryan with the ball.
Wouldn't have happened in Darcy Lawler's day, mate, would it?
You've got to laugh to work with you. Ashford lost it. I thought it went forward. The referee said play on. And Hyington will play the ball. We've still got a bit over a minute to go. It'll be worth a look back on that tackle on Ashford. This is Grote. He'll play the ball back to Farah. Here's Marshall leaving left side, going right side. Dummies. Got it back to Ellis. Ellis, and Ellis is taken down. And taken off him one-on-one by Foran. And now Fare, and a penalty against West Tigers for being offside at the play the ball.
Only 40 seconds odd left by the time they get this into touch and take the tap. Daly Cherry Evans has gone for a long kick downfield, but let's see if they come up with a trick shot in this last 25 seconds.
Jason King to the 40-metre line. Down West Tigers' end of the ground. 8-0 in favour of the West Tigers. Now Morrow has gone down for Manly.
Time out.
The referee is stopping play.
Hang on.
Okay, Rabbits, explain this. This is one of those...
Chris.
Was he tackled without the ball, or is he an obstruction runner?
Chris.
Well, let's have a look at it.
Hey, Jamie, don't lose it, mate.
It's a penalty.
Well, he's dead set running he's run a decoy.
Jamie, I don't need you.
And the West Tigers player's taken him out, mainly in frustration, but I think he's got a penalty coming against him.
But at that stage, that hadn't happened. No, not until he gains an advantage. And Chris
Farrah's saying, what about the Shepherd? And Hyington feels the same way.
Well, from Chris Hyington's point of view, he can't expect Daly Cherry Evans to go around behind him. And I think Hyington's entitled to tackle the man because he looks like he's getting to get the ball. But this is one of those, oh, he didn't have the ball, so you're tackling without the ball.
Yeah, well, the referee, I heard him say to the question from Robbie Farrah, your bloke is claiming a Shepherd, but the Shepherd had not occurred when he made the tackle on him.
No, he hadn't.
Well,
Hyington goes in to belt the bloke because he thinks he's going to get the ball. Yeah. He doesn't get the ball. And the referee said, well, you can't tackle a man without the ball, is what he said.
Here it is again.
Yeah, he throws the dummy to him. Hyington thinks he's getting it. Bounces into him.
Hyington only had eyes at all time for Morrow. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But had things unravelled a little bit more, there would have been an obstruction, I'm sure, against Manly. As it is now, they've got the kick at goal. 38 out, right in front. Half-time siren has sounded. And here's the kick, and it's online. It's got the length, and the flags go up. So on half-time, the margin is back to 6. Manly and the Tigers at Gosford. The Tigers 8, Sea Eagles 2. As we take a break from Blue Tongue Stadium, Toyota half-time is next. Sterlo and Andrew Johns will give us their thoughts on the first 40 minutes when they run through all of the Coles first half action. This is Friday Night Football on the home of the London Olympics, Channel 9.
As you would expect between two quality sides, a good, tough, close encounter here at Blue Tongue Stadium. And at Toyota half-time, it is the Tigers leading 8 points to 2. And Andrew Johns, looking back over the first half, I thought Manly had the running early. But from then on, they slowly got on top of the Tigers. So I think the scoreline a fair reflection of what we've seen.
Yeah, it's been a real arm wrestle. But I think they've looked a little bit leg-heavy on occasions, Manly. A lot of travel last month, but you know, they're right in it. They'll come back in the second half for sure, but the Tigers deserve to win.
OK, well, let's have a look at the Coles first half highlights. Not a lot of points scored. We waited to the 25th minute for a beautiful set move from the Tigers.
Yeah, big long shift and open the field up. Watch Benji Marshall straight in the attack. Great ball there, Adam Blair. Just no communication on the right side. You watch here from front on David Williams. He's got his shoulders turned out. He should have been coming up there on Adam Blair and cutting the play off. As
you say, if the centre goes in, the wingers must go in. They must work in unison. Didn't occur on that occasion. The only other point scored were penalty goals. That one from the West Tigers from in front to extend their lead outside the converted try. And then right on the stroke of half-time, Chris Hyington penalised there for playing at a man without the football, and Jamie Lyon put his side back to just within 6 of the Tigers. No Glenn Stewart. I think that's having a real effect on the attack from Manly. A lot of it going to the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's pretty much where they're attacked from the centre of the field. And the right side attack from the West Tigers really coming up quick. What I'd like to see Kieran Foran is use Tony Williams up. Play little short balls to him early, let him go in the defensive line, and then double up the same way and swing around and play the short side with Brett Stewart and Farray going down the short side. If he uses Tony Williams up, guaranteed a quick play of the ball.
Well, he should be able to do that. I spoke to the Manly doctor. It's only a cramp. Tony Williams expected to come back second half. Let's get an update from TAB Sportsbet and Matt Jenkins.
Yeah, well, so far the Tigers are confirming why they are the premiership favourites. Manly came here tonight, the well-backed outsider. They started at $2. You can now have $2.50. The Tigers there at $1.53. It is a skinny line going to the Seagulls of 3.5. That's at $1.95, and those $1.95 lines available right across round 2. If you think Benji Marshall can cut loose in this second half, even score a try, that's at $10, and that is available now on 133-390.
And Benji did get one last week, so a bit of value there. Now, don't forget also, Toyota NRL Dream Team is back for the 2012 season. Over $89,000 in prizes up for grabs, including cash match tickets, replica Telstra Premiership trophies, and for the ultimate winner, a new Toyota FJ Cruiser. Apart from all of that, it's just great fun. So go to NRL.com to be a part of that, and you'll have a good time with it. Now, our second match tonight, of course, takes us north of the border. It should be a beauty between the Broncos and the Cowboys. 8-2 here at the moment. But for the Queensland Derby, the last time they met early last year, just 2 points separated them.
Coast and a full moon up above. And the West Tigers leading 8-2 at the break as they come back. Lovely night. As I said, the crowd down. Peter, you've been talking to some of the officials that have been associated with the game. What's the reason for the drop-off in attendance?
Yeah, look, it may well have something to do with the problem with the ticket tech machines and availability for tickets, because this is a surprise that, well, the last 2 times here we've had over 20,000.
Yeah.
And you would expect on a day that's been very nice up here on the Central Coast, we've had no rain at all, that we would have been up around that mark again. But that may well have something to do with the availability for tickets.
I meant to say in the first half, the special edition of Rugby League Week is out on Wednesday. Special because it's a bumper edition celebrating 15 years of the NRL. A lot of the experts around town, or so-called experts, have named their top 10 players ever in the 15 years that has been the NRL. So pick up your copy of Rugby League Week on sale this Wednesday. I know Middo's gone for Andrew Johns and Darren Lockyer in that order. As the Tigers kick off to get the second half going. And bringing it back is Morrow. And Vic plays the ball after being pummeled just before half-time by Chris Hyington, and that is a talking point in itself.
We've got a problem here for Gareth Ellis. He's moved out to right centre, and it looks like a leg injury. He's just getting a bit of treatment now, but he's in some pain.
He's got a problem with his left thigh up very high.
And they can't run. It might be a bad cork.
So Manly crossing the halfway line. And this is what happened to Ellis. And he gets the knee right in the front there of the quad.
Oh, knock on at fullback from Tom Humble.
And it's been called as such by the referee.
Yeah, I think Gareth Ellis is going to have to succumb here. He's a bad knock on at the back by Tommy Humble. Spilled his lollies, bad luck. But Gareth Ellis is in all sorts of pain. This won't come good for him. You think it will. You think if I can just walk it off, the pain will go away, but it doesn't. When you get a really bad cork like that, an elbow or a knee to a big muscle, it doesn't get any better, I can tell you.
And if he doesn't get off and get the ice on it and get it elevated, it could be an ongoing problem. So I don't think Gareth will stay out there too much longer. You can just tell from his reaction and his body language.
But when you get up, Peter, you think if I just run this off, it'll be right. But it never does.
Nah. Hand up.
Stay on that first pass if they go the blind.
He's trying bravely to get back into the game.
He's going to hobble across to the scrum.
Look at that. How tough's that?
It was such an impact.
Those injuries are so sore. He won't be walking well tomorrow, I'll tell you.
They pushed him up into the front row so he doesn't have to break and scout wider from the Manly scrum win.
So Manly got a real good chance here. Andrew's got an injury update, which we'll take in just a moment as Cherry Evans gets it to Fawn and then it's got Faray. 10 metres out from the West Tigers line. Manly chasing 8-2 at the moment. That's Moro. 10 out. 20 in. Played to Bannon. And now Cherry Evans turning it around and out the back for Lussick. Darcy Lussick. Right in front of the uprights. Tackled by Woods he was. Then Cherry Evans and he double pumps it. Here's a try for Foran. No, it's not Foran that's gone in. But Manly have scored a try. At the southern end, it's big Jason King that has scored. It's 8-6 in favour of the Tigers, the kick to come.
Well, an awful start to the second half. Ellis picking up an injury, Tom Humble mistake, and then beautiful ball play from Bailey Cherry Evans. He opened the hole up for his skipper, and they strike early in the second 40.
So Jason King, the try scorer, and Gareth Ellis coming from the ground. This is a really big blow to West Tigers. So Gareth Ellis has come from the park. He's had no luck trying to walk some pain out of that leg and some freedom into the leg. And Liam Fulton has gone on for West Tigers. Jason King, meantime, marches back to the applause of the Manly supporters. Popped into a gap by Cherry Evans. And Jamie Lyon will convert from close range. He does that, so we're all locked up. It's 8-all, Andrew Johns.
Yeah, beautiful play by Cherry Evans. This is classic halfback play. Watch the speed and what he does to Adam Blair. Watch him turn in, see him turn in, and that puts pressure and isolates Benji Marshall with a much bigger man. Watch Blair turn in. Just see he sits and sets himself there. King, one-on-one with this much smaller man, goes straight over. Injury report on Tony Williams. He got a bit of cramp in the hamstring. They stretched him at half-time, didn't ice it up, so they expect him to be back.
Stewart then marking the Moulton kick-off. Gareth Ellis in, as you can see, agony with that knee high up on the quad.
I'm well surprised he's still down there. I thought they'd have him in the shed, they'd have the leg up, they'd have plenty of ice on it. Just try and restrict the damage. Surely he can't be on the bench because there's a chance of coming back into this one as Ballon almost for halfway on the last tackle.
I think once you apply the ice to those ones, your night's over. That's not going to get any better.
He's Foran driving it down the ground and it checks up. And Humble decides to pass long and goes to Ryan. So Bo Ryan in front of the Southern uprights. And now Matt Utai. He loses the ball and it's picked up again by the try scorer, Jason King. Manly again now. And it's a penalty against the Tigers.
Way too early.
Going too early is the call from Cummins.
Now here's the decision. They haven't led all night, but they're rolling along beautifully. Early second half. Surely more points. No, Jamie Lyon comes in. He's pointed to posts.
Well, when you consider a minute before half-time, they're down 8-0. If he kicks this 5 minutes after half-time, they're going to be in front by 2. So I guess that's their reckoning. And then they'll think the game starts again from now. They really haven't come out of the dressing rooms too well, the Tigers, have they? Manly's come out full of running. beaten them to the punch on just about every play.
Co-skipper Jason King will be very happy with that. He did not get a try in 16 appearances last season. He's got one on the board early this year.
And Jamie Lyon should I say, taking the penalty, so they go 2 in front. 47 minutes gone and 10-8 now in favour of Manly. And Stewart and Steve Maddai watching on. Maltz. And back at Blue Tongue at Gosford, and it's Jason King off the kickoff, taking it back on tackle 1. And Gareth Ellis now going up the tunnel. Harrison made the run, and Terry Evans is into space. Jamie Lyon with him. He dummies to him. He crosses the 30, crosses the 20. Benji chases, but Dale, Terry Evans, he goes in to score. Terry Evans, a long, long run, yielding 4 points for Manly.
It has been a meteoric rise, but what a showing of confidence here to throw the dummy at the end when he's got 2 men on his outside. There's one dummy, slides through the gap. Now he's got Jamie Lyon and the winger. He commits to fullback Tom Humble and then shows good speed to do it all himself next to the posts.
I just had a little flashback there in the Keno replay. He looked very much like a young Johnny Gibbs with the head back and the blonde hair and the Manly jersey there.
Very much so.
Didn't he? It really looked like it. When he threw the second dummy and got into the back on his own, it really looked like Johnny Gibbs with the head back.
Well, the only difference is his socks are up. Gibbs would have been down around the laces by now. It's a fair comparison. You're putting him some good company. And
he's a very talented young man. Very talented young man. And as you say, the confidence for one so young to dummy to a bloke like Jamie Lyon, who's unmarked.
With another bloke outside him.
With another bloke outside him and go yourself. That's supremely confident.
So Jamie Lyon converting the try that probably would have scored himself, but Daly Cherry Evans deciding to put his foot down and go right out there himself. Andrew sideline.
Yeah, halfback playing what he sees. First he looks up, sees an overlap, 3-on-2. A beautiful dummy. Sees Utai, turns out to the Keno replay, and then dummies again. Have a look, he's chasing him here. Benji Marshall, he's no slouch. Shows he's got plenty of pace. And it wasn't Johnny Gibbs. If it was Johnny Gibbs, he would have tore his hamstring.
Very nice. The reason he dummied was because he saw Tom Humble's body position change to tackle the outside man. So there was nothing fluky about it, or he wasn't selfish or anything. He knew that the play was because the defender had committed himself and the dummy was on.
Jason King, who's had an enormous game for Manly. Had a lot of touches, and he got himself a try. With it again now, King.
What a change in this game over 12 minutes.
Well, the same thing happened here in round 21 last year, if you remember correctly. I think Manly led by, I think it might have been 12-0. And, of course, they got run down and beaten 14-12. Now, Humble doing something that resembled to play the ball, and Chris Lawrence, it was, tackled on the 40-metre line. Utai has come back with a mixed bag tonight, Matt. King involved in the tackle with Moro. Now Marshall. He drives it down into vacant space in the corner. Should go dead. Eventually it just wobbles across the line.
Well, Manly were on tilt just before half-time, everything was going wrong for them. They didn't look very settled at all. That penalty before the break got them within 6. And in the second half, it's been a very different looking Premiers. Extremely good last week against the Warriors. Very good in all aspects of it. Just found a while to find their feet tonight.
Morrow. Watmo. And the young front rowers from West Tigers hold him up in the tackle. Woods and Grote. Ballon for Cherry Evans. And Blair has got him, and then he fell off him, and Hyington had to make the tackle.
Tony Williams back out there for Manly. Left side is Matt Ballon. Kicks out of dummy half. It's a nice strike as well. He was under a bit of pressure, but he'll find touch inside the 10.
It's turned out to be a wonderful kick under the pressure that he was experiencing, Matt Ballon.
Well, it's a powerful kick off one step. He didn't really set up for this or a big run up to it. He just takes one step, bang. And he would practice that a lot at training. Out from dummy half, one step kick. Beautifully done.
The block is back with more twists and turns than ever before. 8 new couples. They take off on the roller coaster ride of their lives, believe me. When it comes back, the block, Nine's all new block coming soon to the Rugby League Network. Enjoy that, the block?
I like the block. I think you and I should have gone on the block.
It really is meant for couples. I don't think we'd qualify.
Your point being?
I'd watch that. There's Matt Utai being manhandled backwards again. Manly right on top at the moment.
Here's Farah. They just got themselves out of kilter a little bit. West Tigers are not a little bit, a fair bit. And most of that seemed to coincide with half-time and then the loss of Gareth Ellis almost immediately. But then at the same time, Manly have really steamed ahead. And the ball going down inside the 10-metre line, and David Williams watches it. We'll take a break and come back to Gosford in a moment. Robbie Farah, both his eyes blackened. Took one black eye into the game. Friday night football on Channel 9. 16-8 in favour of the Manly Sea Eagles, who trailed 8-2 at half-time. And we've only had 13 and a half minutes of the second half, so they've really piled on some points. There's Gareth Ellis with the elevation, as you can see, and the ice. And did I see a bit of compression there at the same time? On the 30-metre line there, back for Brett Kite. And he'll play the ball just short of the 40-metre line. Cherry Evans kicking out of there, and it's going to sit down in goal. Tom Humble.
I really like those tactics. That was the fourth. They didn't wait, not making a mistake in their own territory. The kick was a beauty, and the chase was even better. We've still got 3 or 4 Tigers players yet to come back past to play the ball, and this is the third tackle.
Fulton's with it. Woods up the middle, almost to the 30-metre line. Manly playing very smart football. Hyington plays it. Marshall, right foot clear. Stewart underneath it. Crosses 20, crosses 30. Puts the left hand up and gets rid of Lawrence. Then spins out of the attempt from Utai. And Brett Stewart playing the ball near enough to halfway. Wolfman. Kite. Ballon looking forward. Where are we going? What are we doing? And that's Williams. 30 out. Down the middle, now to the left side. Foran goes to Bura. So this is the last for Manly. Foran neatly puts a kick over. They fly for it. And loose in goal before batted over the dead ball line by Utah.
It's all off Tigers.
Well, he's saying that's all off the Tigers there, that this is going to be a line dropout. Well-placed kick, Jamie Lyon up there, off the Tiger, didn't get a hand to it. And Utah will come through now and punch the ball dead.
So the line dropout, bouncing down to Kieran Foran. Jamie Bura back inside the 30-metre line, so immediately the danger signs are there again for West Tigers. Watmo. Ballon, Foran, Williams, Stewart in from the back, and he's been able to get away from Beau Ryan. Goes back to Tony Williams, and Williams goes back to the middle of the ground. Ballon again. Ballon asks the question close to the line. He's a metre out. Played back to Bura. Then to Cherry Evans. He dances around Blair. Runs away from Hyington. Shows it to a teammate. And then takes on the defence. 8 metres out from the line. 5 tackles gone Manly. Here's Foran again. Gets in behind. Tries to kick in behind. Taken by Fulton. Picked up by Ballon. 6 more tackles. It's gone to Cherry Evans. For Manly on the first tackle. The ball goes to ground. It's Brent Kite who comes back. And he's put down a few metres away from the Tigers line. Ballon waited. To Watmo. Watmo tries to go round them. Stands and offloads. Ballon to Bura. Bura off his left foot, taken to ground by Hyington. Ballon dummies and is short again by about a metre.
Oh, they are hanging on the Tigers.
Bura now. Foran. Gave it the second time into Williams, and Williams has scored. Big Tony Williams strides in to score for Manly.
Yes, you could see that one coming, and one-on-one again, Tony Williams unstoppable. Robbie Farah, the man that he went over the top of. They looked so close to scoring in the previous plays, and then just the inside ball bangs over a much smaller man next to the post, and they're running right now, Manly, loving it.
Well, he scored a try from close range last week against the Warriors, and all I could come up with, well, he's just too big. And that's what's happened there. He's just a big man. Came back on the inside, found a smaller opponent, and muscled his way straight past him.
What about the improvement in his game in a short period of time? Oh, you saw Tony Williams early on, and you thought, well, this man will struggle to play 80 minutes for quite a while, but just about as soon as they moved him into the second row last year, he was out there for the duration on many occasions. And he's now an 80-minute player. Massive improvement. He's obviously worked very hard, that boy.
Well, he's not only worked on his fitness, he's also worked on the mistakes in his game. He seemed to have quite a few mistakes in his game previously when he was at Parramatta, but he's become such a quality performer now. Andrew John sideline, 22-8.
Yeah, talk about mismatch here. Look at this for a change of angles to Tony Williams. Robbie Farah straight in front of him in the Kuno replay. Probably had to go low on him there, but I don't know. You go low on him, you probably get a knee in the face. He runs over the top of you. Just unstoppable. Look at the size of him, how agile and big and fast he is. I think he's heading for a blue jersey. What do you reckon, Gus? Measure him up now.
He's already got a green and gold one. Stands to reason, I think.
Kieran Foran marking the Timmy Melton kickoff. Bura 15 metres back up the ground. 22-8 in favour of Manly, and West Tigers a little bit of a respite here. as Farrer goes to Harrington.
Let's see if Mr. Marshall has got anything to say about this game. It's slipping away from the West Tigers.
Molson finding Woods, and Foran leaving the ground to tie up the football. 10 metres out from the line. Farrer finding Murdoch Masala. A few metres out. Farrer again running across, and Harrington good off the ball. Marshall, Blair, ball to ground, play on, Utai. 9 metres away. Harrison and Williams making the tackle. Now Farrer. Here's Marshall. Shows it a couple of times. Fulton gives him a decoy. Molson with a lovely ball. Now Bo Ryan off his right foot. And the Manly defence sliding across. Puts him to ground. Molson again. Then to Marshall. Now it's with Farrer. Here is Blair. And in one hand, he hands it back down to the captain. And Farrer is taken, and the ball has been lost.
Well, there was something on there for the Tigers, but they just couldn't get it to the right man at the right time. And in the end, very meekly, Robbie Farrer tried to get a toe to the ball, but was tackled and dropped it.
Manly with Williams running at Marshall and beating Marshall before Blair joined in. 30 out from their own line, Manly. Eura tries at the 42nd, 48th and 59th minute for Manly. A second half blitz. Watmo.
He's been busy tonight. Anthony Watmo gave away a penalty early on and looked set to make up for that, and he's done so. He's run the ball strongly. Daly Cherry Evans now kicks high back towards the posts. Nicely taken by Ryan.
Farre deputising for Steve Matai in the centres. Fulton touched there by Oldfield for Manly, but he's able to regather before it hits the ground. Foran, Ballon, Cherry Evans, now Kite.
I like Kite. He plays in black boots, Robert. He's the only one out there in black boots.
Ballon again, and here they come again, the Eagles. Cherry Evans, not frightened to reverse to look for another gap. We'll play the ball 8 metres out from the line. Back to Ballon, now to Foran. Low, down to Williams. And Williams looked to get rid of the ball, but eventually they shut the ball down, did the Tigers. Played for Ballon. Now to Watmo, run around Ballon, then to Cherry Evans. Fends away from Blair. Blair's not happy, he's chasing. Cherry Evans goes across, shows the ball again. He is really toying with his rivals at the moment, Cherry Evans. Now down to Foran. It goes away the line. He tried to put a kick in. Came off the knee. Went down to Utai. Utai now flung to the ground. Put down by David Williams. And the penalty against the Manly winger.
They're trying to work him over.
Well, they need to come up with points quickly here. They'll find touchdown around 40 to 50. They need to score 3 times. Down to the 7-minute mark is David Williams. That part was okay. It was just going on with the tackle after he'd flung his opposing winger to the ground.
Wait for the foot, Jamie.
Benji. Farrer through to Harrington. Junior Moores. Almost to the halfway line.
That game you spoke about here, round 21 last year, Ray. They got 3 tries in 7 minutes. We're not down to that yet, but we're not far away.
15 left in the game. As Molson goes deepish to Marshall. And then Lawrence. Williams came up on him. It's gone forward, said the referee.
Wow.
He's ruled that it's gone forward. Well, I thought I had a pretty good line on it from here.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here.
No.
What's forward about that?
Nothing at all.
My God.
He did a great job to catch that, didn't he, Chris Lawrence? It's not even close.
You see, that ball has left the hands either backwards or flat. And by floating, the referee using the halfway line has decided it's a forward pass. It is not a forward pass. They tell us to not necessarily go with the lines, and then they do it themselves. Perfectly legitimate pass by Benji Marshall. Anyway. Foran has made a mistake.
Kick it.
Okay, Benji Marshall and Robbie Farah have got to conjure up something here now.
Careful.
If the Tigers are going to get back into this one. 14 the difference.
Yeah, I got you, boys. Just wait. Stay down.
And they're trying to make an interchange there, but with it being a scrum, can't do so. He just mixed up there to Kieran Foran. Geoff Toovey very much like Des Hasler in the way that he uses his interchange. He keeps fresh players. Tim Robinson trying to get into the action for the first time. And Jamie Brewer was kept back late in the game as well as come blindside to Ashford.
So Ryan goes infield to Moulton. Moulton to Farah. Farah behind Blair. Marshall's with the ball. Oh, it's come off the chest of Lawrence. I don't know that it's a knock-on. It's been towed ahead by Utai.
Yeah, that's play on.
Yeah, I get the feeling Lawrence was wanting to Marshall to throw the ball to his winger.
Yep, play on there. Tigers feed.
Yeah. Lawrence here wanted Marshall to throw the ball long to the wing. And Marshall threw it straight at. They actually create a little bit of overlap here. Lawrence wants it to go long. Marshall throws it straight at Lawrence, and Lawrence pulls his hands away, lets it hit him. Utai keeps it on the foot. Manly, suspecting that it's probably a knock-on, will just nudge that into touch and then turn around to their surprise to find out they've lost the scrum feed.
Oh, well, the referee got it right. That's why I said it's hit him on the chest. Manly have read that as a knock-on. The referee was quite right. Here they are again. Marshall. And down on his knees, up again. 12 metres out from the line. Can they do something late in the game? Something that resembles a miracle. Ashford will play the ball. Farah. Now to Fulton.
After what I saw the Roosters do to South on Monday night, anything can happen.
Farah again. Goes away to Hyington. Watmo takes him to ground with some help from Cherry Evans. 22 to 8. 12 and a half minutes to go. Moulton to Marshall. Inside for Fulton. And Fulton is well tackled there by Ballard. 5 tackles gone now. Here's Marshall on the blind side. He puts a little kick in, and Bo Ryan has got 4 points.
Well, there's the first of them. 22-12, kick to come, 12 minutes to go. We're wondering if the Tigers could come up with a comeback. The kick here from Benji Marshall, I think it gets a little bit of a, yeah, it's a pushback there from Michael Oldfield, but not dead. Ryan does well.
So Bo Ryan picks up the try. Finished off a couple of plays in the last week in brilliant fashion. He really brought them back into the contest at Leichhardt. And that kick from Benji Marshall, as you come back to us live, is just wide. This doesn't aid the situation. The replay, the Keno replay, as you saw there, Oldfield tried to bat it away, but not sufficiently enough for Ryan to pounce just inside the chalk. And a try for the Tigers.
Make sure we stay behind him.
Isn't it funny how defenders try to bat it dead, but if he was looking to score a try there, Oldfield, he could have grounded that ball really comfortably. They've only got to force it to make it dead. Why do they try to bat it dead?
It's a fair point. Moores back to the middle of the 20-metre line.
And we're back to a 10-point game, which is sort of on the springboard, if they can get one now.
Moulton serving it down to Fulton, and Foran A shot on him.
He did well to catch this, Liam Fulton. This was a mistake waiting to happen. Awful ball to him from Molson. Did a super job, Liam Fulton.
Here's Marshall. He's working overtime. Lawrence away to Utai. Williams went for a shoulder charge. And now Utai breaks away from Cherry Evans. And he's hunted down by Lyon. 22 metres out from the line. Away to Hyington. On to Mert Masilla. He goes down inside the 10-metre line. Youngster who debuted in a qualifying final last year. Farah to Marshall, puts a little kick in, and it's going to go dead.
Smithy, that'll be the last. Just please check here for grounding.
Yeah, this is a huge decision as to whether this was put dead by the defensive team. And we've said before that the Tigers, they tend to play their best football at the time when they're chasing points. Never forget the effort against the Warriors in New Zealand last year to win that game.
Well, this is interesting because the Manly players are sort of resigned to the fact this could be a goal line dropout. I think Fulton's onside. The ball skids into the in goal.
He doesn't get his hand over the top here, does he, Liam Fulton?
No, he's going to be charged with a knock on. There you go. In trying to get the ball down from an impossible position, he's actually going to concede 20 metres to the opposition. He was probably better off letting Stewart punch that dead and getting the line dropout back.
Yeah, it's back first off him. Liam's going for the ball and he touches it last.
Yeah, because Liam Fulton touches it last, and there was never any real chance he was going to ground the ball. They've conceded possession in 20 metres at a vital time.
Yeah, Stewart has really knocked the ball backwards. Obviously a knock on by the attacking side in this occasion. It was Liam Fulton. And the officials have got it right. Manly then on their own 30-metre line. Robinson is on in number 17. And Jamie Buer, of course, in the familiar headgear. One of several Parramatta juniors now assembled in this Manly side. In fact, I think only 5 juniors from Western Suburbs or Balmain or from Manly are on either of these teams tonight. As the kick goes down the ground, and here's Joel Reddy with the ball. Now, he was one of the off-season purchases made by Tim Sheens from Parramatta and spent much of last year out injured, Joel Reddy. And he is a very, very good footballer. And he's played a lot of fullback. He's played a lot of fullback in his earlier days. Utai is with the ball. There he is, the son of Rod Reddy, a member of the very famous Reddy sporting family.
Just wait there, Matt.
Utai's got a problem, as you can see, and Ben Cummins has said, stay there.
Quicker on the movement call. That one was all right. No, I did not.
Don't forget that special edition of Rugby League Week out next Wednesday, celebrating 15 years of the National Rugby League. Time certainly flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
17,500 is the official crowd. 17,532.
Push up and stay square, boys, when I call time
the
on.
official crowd figure tonight.
There, Matt.
But as Peter pointed out, they have twice drawn crowds of 20,000 here in recent times. Now Hyington away to Marshall. Marshall to Fulton. Did he kick that ball before it hit the ground? It doesn't matter now. Manly have got the ball. Play by Ballon. This is Robinson. Right on the halfway line. Oldfield. You're out. They don't lose too much when he comes on, Jamie Buer, as a replacement in any capacity. He's a talented player. Utai realised he had a problem. He came out quickly. Williams goes down the right side for Manly. 20 metres out. Blair was one tackle. And over there, Marshall. And here's Brent Kite. 15 metres away from the Tigers line. Playing it to Ballon. Ballon to Cherry Evans. He got a kick in. It's been marked by Benji Marshall. And Cherry Evans is there to pull him down. Sunday we'll televise for you at 4 o'clock. You'll see the Roosters at home to the Panthers. 4 o'clock Sunday telecast.
Where's that game from, mate?
Allianz Stadium. A wonderful insurance company. Allianz.
Chance here. Passes a bit slow.
Ashford outside 40. Flick ball in for Ryan. Ryan. He's lost the ball, has he? Or did he get it back? Plays it on the halfway line. Modson. Farah. Cross Fulton. And into the play comes Modson it is, who goes down the round. In fact, it's Humble. He gets it in field to Fulton. Fulton turns it back inside for Murdoch Masila. He's tackled 12 metres out from the line. Play back again to Humble. He gets the ball away to Farah. Farah goes up towards the 10-metre line. He puts a kick over out wide. They go up. They had the ball lost backwards.
Chris Lawrence, I thought he'd grabbed that and was going to go over.
Out here.
He's ruled to have knocked on. They're throwing everything at the opposition now, the Tigers. He had that, Lawrence, and it's been pulled out by David Williams.
So Jamie Ryan, with about 5.5 minutes to go. 22-12 in favour of the Premiers.
They're beautiful to watch, the Tigers, when they get it right, don't they? When they string their plays together and one tackle follows the next with great football, they're really great to watch.
Peter's right, though. They seem to play better when they're chasing down rather than out front and setting the tempo.
Well, I don't know whether that's the case. It's been said. Their best football is when they actually play more direct through their forwards and work off that. As Daly Cherry Evans kicks down into the corner. Good bounce there for Joel Reddy. They play exciting football when they're chasing points. No doubt about that. Not necessarily their best football.
Here's Chris Lawrence. Ready. Now, that's Humble. Back to Blake Ashford. He beats Foran. Williams is with him. And they're taking him as well as Oldfield. So 2 metres into Manly's area. Here is Modson. Williams hung an arm out. The referee's applying some discretion there because there was no problem at all. Farah goes across the ground diagonally. Showed it to Marshall. Rolled a little kick in. It's been picked up there and passed. Blair needed a bounce. Reddy's got the bounce. Reddy might have the ball down, has he? Joel Reddy for West Tigers.
What a try. What a try.
And it began with nice work down this side with Tom Humble and Blake Ashford, and then Robbie Farah going across, deliberately kicking for his winger, short back in. Blair didn't get the bounce. Reddy did. And did a great job to get the football down. So we've got the grandstand finish that was shaping. I say after Monday night, I'll believe anything.
Well, he needs to concentrate here, Benji, and not rush it, looking to get back for more time, because if he kicks this, and he does, now they get a chance to actually win the game in normal time with another try and a goal.
Andrew John sideline.
There's still, you spoke about Monday night. I wonder if the Tigers were watching. Nice play from Robbie Farah, drifting across on the Keno replay. Look at that for a deft touch. Beautiful ball, inside by Chris Lawrence, and Reddy. Well done there. Watch this set here from the Tigers. If there's any team who can play catch-up football, it's these guys. You watch, they work to a sideline, open up the field, and a big shift to Benji Marshall.
It didn't take Joel Reddy long in his West Tigers career to pick up a try.
He's a good signing.
So 22 plays 18 now. With Manly a high and deep kickoff down to Matt Grote. And the youngster is held by Farah and Williams. Will play the ball back to Farah. Fulton takes it ahead. Fulton taken by Williams and Robinson. They're 25 away from their own line. Moulton goes away. Hyington is with it. He reaches the 30-metre line. We've got just over 2 minutes to go. And a 4-point ball game. Blair taken on the 40-metre line. That's the end of 4 tackles now for the Tigers. Farah, then Moulton. Moulton shows it a couple of times. He hits Marshall with the ball. He shows it to Fulton. He gives it to Aceford. Aceford goes in and away. He looks in field. He gets the ball away. It's back to Marshall again. Marshall weaving and ducking his way around. Gets the ball back to Lawrence. Lawrence looking at Faraway, looking at Lyon. And he takes the tackle. They're 19 out from the line. Play by Chris Lawrence. This is the last tackle. It's gone to Robbie Farah. Decides to go to the air. The chasers are coming from an onside position. It's come off a Tiger. Gone to ground and Manly have got the football. And probably the game with Brent Kite falling on the ball.
Well, it all depends now where Manly give the ball back to the Tigers. That was unbelievably exciting there. There will be enough time for the Tigers to get another couple of tackles depending where Manly give them the ball.
Play by Buehrer. This is Robinson pushing one away, picking up some more metres, and he's got play almost to the 30-metre line. With the fourth play in front of you now, here's Stewart.
Need to get pressure through on the kicker as well.
Stewart. Ballon to Kite. And they're down to the 40-metre line. So Manly look as though they're safe because they're going to give them back the football a long way into their own territory, West Tigers. 20 seconds to go as Reddy starts this long run up the field to lose the ball. Ballon drops on it for Manly. Ballon slow to play the ball. Why not? As Oldfield is tackled, and Manly, after trailing at half-time by 8 points to 2, have come home to win this game, 22 points to 18. A brilliant second half by the Eagles, and a massive fight back by the Tigers with tries at the 68th and 76th minute. Manly really came out in the second half with all guns blazing. That coincided with the loss of Gareth Ellis for the Tigers. They scored at the 42nd, the 48th and the 59th minute. They went from trailing 8-2 to lead comfortably, and then it was up to the Tigers to try and fight back, which they did, but they've gone down. The Eagles 22, the Tigers 18.